6. Tomorrow morning we're davening. This minyan is davening downstairs at 6:05. The other two minyanim are up here at 6:45 and 7:45. Now for a quick Devar Torah. This week's parsha, of course, is Parshat Noah. And what's interesting about Parshat Noah is why the Mabul? Why did God flood the world? You know, the flood story, by the way, is in many ancient cultures. They all have a flood story, believe it or not. But the difference between the Torah and all these other cultures is the reason for the flood. In the other cultures, like the Sumerian in the Gilgamesh epic, the reason given is that people were making too much noise and there were too many of them. In the Torah's version, people were committing evil acts. And the person who was saved in the Gilgamesh epic, by the way, was just happened to overhear the gods planning the flood. It was nothing about his character. We learn that the reason that Noah and his family were saved was because Noah was a righteous man in his generation. That, in other words, the Torah adds a moral aspect to the reason for the Mabul, the flood. And that is something very important to remember. The Torah is not interested in historical events per se. It's interested in morality and ethics and how we treat each other, how we behave. And that's why the flood story in Parshat Noah dwells on the evil that people were doing. One thing to remember also, at the end of in the Gilgamesh epic, when the fellow who is saved gives a sacrifice to God, say, "Oh, you mean we cut off our food supply?" Because they ate from the sacrifices people gave them. In Noah, Noah offers a sacrifice, and it doesn't say that God eats the sacrifice, that he smelled the aroma of the sacrifice. In other words, he looked at Noah's intention. That's something to think about. Anybody here have to say Kaddish? We'll say Kaddish to Rabbanim. Carly,